Mr. Akura, I apologize. Mr. Akura, these footballers, these coaches, these men of honor and caliber that we have lost this week, what do you think Nigerian football can do to just, just try and move on from this? Because it's a big loss.
It's Mustafa, first of all, my heart goes out to the families of Keshi and Modu. There's nothing you can do right now to take away the memories that these guys have left behind. Remember, these are two legends in Nigerian football. You can't write the story of Nigerian football without including the names of these two. The first Nigerian coach to actually take Nigerians to the World Cup, qualify Nigeria to the World Cup, was Amodu Shoaibu. The first captain ever to captain Nigeria to the World Cup was Stephen Keshi. These guys, they gave their all, they did everything. And himself, as a player, he won the Nations Cup. He came back as a coach. He won it again in 2013, which they've done things to Nigerian football. If you're talking about the growth of Nigerian football today, you have to mention these two names. So there's nothing one can do right now to take away the memory. It's a sad loss to Nigeria as a nation and to Africa, and to footballing nations, because everyone out there is crying. They know how great these guys were and how much they've contributed to the growth of football in Africa. It's just a very sad story. Like Shoaibu, I remember growing up then in BCC Land in Boko, a town in Boko, Benue State. I saw this guy, went to training to watch him coaching BCC Lions of Boko. He was a fantastic guy, a guy who allowed the kids to come, because we used to pick balls for them, and he was this person who will give you the opportunity to talk to you, even though he don't know who you are. So these are the kind of things that we keep remembering about these people.
To Amodu Shoaibu, but we just want to wrap up with Stephen Keshi. Now, quickly, let me run through his career. He returned to Belgium, was not as successful as hoped for when he left, but then he moved on to the United States, played for Jaguar Bay, San Jose, and Sacramento Scorpions. He eventually ended his playing career in Malaysia with Perlins in 1995. Now, onto his Nigerian encounter. Keshi earned more than 60 caps for Nigeria and won the 1994 Nations Cup with the Super Eagles, although injury prevented him from playing in the final against Zambia. Now, I'm going to go quickly to Mr. Akura. Mr. Akura, I'm sure it's a game that you remember very fondly.
Yeah, I do remember.
I mean, how pained must he have been? The big boss himself, I mean, that's what everyone called him.
No, he was, everyone, he will feel bad that he didn't play in the final. But if you watch the matches that he played, like the one against Gabon, that he played and Nigeria won 3-0, if you watch that match, let's not even go to the Nations Cup. Let's talk about the qualifiers. The World Cup 1994 and the Nations Cup 1994. With the role that he played. He was a leader, like he said. He was actually one of the first African players to ply their trade in Europe, outside Nigeria, to play football. He went there. Most of the youngsters that were coming then were looking up to him. And that the most important matches that I remember this guy for, that I will never forget, is our match against Kenya, which Nigeria won 2-1. He scored an own goal, but he later scored a winning goal, which Nigerians were very happy about. We blame him for the own goal, but then when he scored that winning goal, every Nigerian stood up. They said, this is why we call him the big boss. Then you talk about the Algeria game. Nigeria were not supposed to lose that game to Algeria. And Keshi played his role as a captain, as a defender, as a midfielder. He turned himself into a defender, a midfielder. It was everything on the pitch for Nigeria, just to make sure you saw the passion in these guys. That was then you have players, even when they're playing outside the camp, they play with so much love for their country. They're not demanding for money. They're giving their all, the 200%. We remember this guy for all these things. That's what I'm telling you, the Nigerian history today, talking about Nigerian football history today. If you don't mention this guy, these two people that we just lost now, I mean, it's a very big loss to Nigerian football. And I think it's also an eye-opener for Nigerian football. Let's start appreciating our own. Let's start giving them chance. We pay so much for foreign coaches to come into Nigeria to not do anything. Our own that are giving us their 200%, we are not appreciating them, which is not a good thing for Nigerian football.